This is the tutorial for Model Creation Part 8. I'm going to begin my part with a new standard IPT. And I'm going to start a 2D sketch on the XZ plane. And I want the orientation of the top to be as it should, so I'm just going to rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees here. You can see the top is now oriented correctly. And I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to begin this part with the base. So I'll start at the origin, I'll drag up, and I'm first going to dimension it from left to right. And you'll see there is a blue dimension block that I can change. And that distance should be 4 inches, so I'm going to press 4 and tab. Now I can dimension the distance backwards, which is 3. So I have a 4-inch wide by a 3-inch tall block here. And I'm going to press E on my keyboard. This extrusion is 1 inch, and Inventor defaults the extrusion to 1 inch, so I'm just going to press OK. I'm then going to place a fillet on the front edges here. I'm going to grab fillet. I need to change the radius. Right here, I'm going to change the radius to a 0.5 inch. And I'm going to grab this left vertical line, followed by this front right vertical line. And I'll select OK. And you'll see that I have now rounded the front edges. I'm going to start my second sketch on this top face here. And once again, I'm just going to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. And I'm going to place a point on this face. I'm going to dimension first from the left. So I'll select this left side to the point, and this will be 2 inches, right in the center of my block. And then I'm going to dimension from the front of my block to the point, and that's going to be 1 inch. I'm going to finish the sketch, and I'm going to press the H command. It's going to bring this up, and I need to change this diameter to a 1-inch diameter. So I'm going to change this to 1 inch, and I want to make sure the termination is through all, so I'm going to say OK. And I'll just click my home button here. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start a sketch on this back face. So in order to do that, I need to rotate my view cube. So I'm going to come up here to the upper right corner, and it'll rotate me, and now I can see the back here. So I'm going to start my sketch on this back face. To begin this sketch, I need to place a circle. So I'm going to grab this circle, and I'm going to place it somewhere at the top. So somewhere just up here, I'm going to click my circle, and I'm going to dimension this 2 inches. So it's a 2-inch diameter circle. Now what I need to do is locate this circle. So first I'm going to dimension. I'm going to click the left side of my part that already exists. I'm going to click my circle, and you can see that I can now place it left to right here. This dimension is going to be 2 inches, and that will place it in the center of this piece. I now need to locate it from this block to this circle, going upwards, and that distance is going to be 4.5. I need to click the bottom to the circle, and this distance is going to be 4.5 inches. I need now to take my line tool, and I need to grab the side of my circle. So you'll see here I'm going to create a line that is tangent to my circle. You can see the dotted line going through it. I'm going to select on the left side, and I'm going to go draw it down at a 90-degree angle until it touches the top surface of my piece. I'm going to right-click OK, and I'm going to do the exact same thing to the right side. Line, grab the right side of my circle, draw straight down 90 degrees until it touches the top of my part, and right-click OK. I am going to use my trim tool now. So I'll select trim, and I'm just going to trim the bottom portion of this circle. After I've trimmed that bottom of the circle, what I need to do is take my line tool, and I need to grab the bottom of my left line and connect it to the bottom of my right line. So now these lines become a piece of geometry. I'm going to press E on my keyboard. I'm I'm going to select this profile, and I need it to go the opposite way that it is extruded right now. So I'm going to turn my extrusion around by selecting direction 2, and I need this distance to be 1, which Inventor defaults to, so I'll select OK. And now what I'm going to do is place another fillet. This time the fillet is going to be in this corner. So I'm going to grab my fillet, and this is going to be a radius of 1 inch. So I'm going to change this radius to 1, and I'm going to select this corner. And you'll see that it now makes a smooth transition between the two parts that I just made. And without even turning my part around, I can actually see this part right through it. So you can see this angle right here. I'm going to select that piece, and it creates that transition. Select OK. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a sketch on this front face here. So as I'm on this front face, and the way that I can easily get a circle to be concentric with the circle that you see here is to project geometry. So I'm going to select Project Geometry, and I'll grab this face, and you'll see that it brings up that center point. I'm simply going to take my circle tool. I'm going to start my circle on that center point. I'll drag out until it snaps to the circle that's already there. It should be 2 inches. I'll right-click OK, and I'm going to extrude that piece. So when you're deciding between the two profiles here, select your circle. This distance should be 1 inch as well. Say OK. And lastly, I'm going to place a hole in the center of this piece. So I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to grab this face. I'm going to project the geometry of this face. And I will select a point, and I will simply grab the center point that showed up when I projected geometry. I'll right-click OK. I'm going to press H on my keyboard. You can see that there's a circle or a hole appearing there. The hole diameter is going to be 1 inch, and it should have a termination of through all. I'm going to say OK. And this is the completion of Model Creation Part 8.